Here we are, a quiet tremor at the heart of Windsor that has royal watchers leaning in. Princess and steel-spined, tireless, the family's unsung engine, is reportedly preparing to pass the mantle of Princess Royal to a 10-year-old who already carries herself like she's been doing walkabouts since nursery, Princess Charlotte. On paper, it sounds ceremonial. Behind the scenes, it looks like a masterclass, a secret crash course, a deliberate shaping of a future that could nudge the entire institution in a new direction. Imagine the classroom. Not a desk in sight. No worksheets, no whiteboard, just a living archive of royal craft. Princess and isn't teaching please and thank you. She's teaching the weather systems of a room. How to step into a conversation at exactly the right angle. How to leave it and have the other person feel seen, not dismissed. How to pivot gracefully when a question runs hot. The tiny code signals that keep a schedule on time without looking rushed. The tone you use for a hospital corridor at 6 a.m. is not the tone you use for a gala at 8 p.m., and Charlotte is learning that, too. These are tools you can't Google. They're learned at the elbow of someone who has spent a lifetime in fitted jackets, shaking 1,000 hands before lunch, and never once making it about herself. This is not accidental. It's strategic. Charlotte's lessons hint at a palace quietly setting the chessboard for the next era. The Princess Royal title is not a baton that moves automatically with the line of succession. It is offered, considered, accepted when the moment is right. Traditionally, it's reserved for the eldest daughter of the sovereign, and right now, and wears it like tempered steel, earned, not gifted. One day, when William is king, Charlotte may be asked to carry it. Not because it looks pretty in a headline, but because she is ready to shoulder what it demands. Service over spotlight, obligation over applause, turning up when the cameras are gone, and the work is still there. If you think this is just polishing a tiara, think again. Princess Anne is the house's quiet superpower. Year after year, she shows up, clocks in, and strips the job down to its purpose. Meet people, listen, help, move on. No grandstanding, no theatrics. It's the kind of stamina that can't be taught overnight, and it's exactly the muscle Charlotte is building now. She's not rehearsing the wave. She's rehearsing resilience. How do you spend 2 hours opening a community center after the tabloids run an ugly story? How do you keep your face kind when your feet hurt and a schedule just slipped by 40 minutes? How do you make the moment about them, not you? This is the curriculum. There's also a twist that makes the story more human. Charlotte can say no. The title is not a chain, it's an invitation. Tradition may point one way, but choice still sits with the person asked to wear it. And that choice matters, because the monarchy is walking a tightrope, honoring the weight of its history while not calcifying under it. If Charlotte accepts, she signals continuity with a modern edge, the next generation adopting Anne's workhorse ethic, updated for a digital century that judges in real time. If she declines, she signals a different kind of modernity, that even inside the most traditional machinery, personal agency has a place. Either decision would speak volumes about where the institution believes it must go to stay relevant. Picture the futures branching out. In one, Charlotte accepts. She becomes the quiet constant at the end of a long corridor of patronages, the person who shows up when the cameras don't, who knows the names of the staff behind the CEO, who keeps engagements on time and egos in check. She inherits Anne's gift for disappearing into the job while somehow making everyone else feel larger. Over years, that kind of consistency builds trust, inside the family, across the charities, and, yes, with the public who will come to expect her as surely as they expect the post. A princess royal like that becomes ballast. In an era that spins fast, she would be the unspun center. And the other branch, Charlotte decides the title isn't her path. That doesn't mean refusing duty, it means redefining it. Perhaps she champions fewer causes more deeply, leverages technology to bring remote communities into royal reach, or uses her position to experiment with transparency, shorter speeches, longer listening, fewer marble halls, more muddy fields. Maybe she becomes the royal who turns up in a sweater at a coding club and makes that look like monarchy, too. The impact would be seismic in its own way, less about replicating a model, more about remaking the mold. Whichever path she chooses, the current training says everything. The palace is thinking in decades, not days. It's strengthening its bench. It knows the next headlines will be dominated by the big constitutional roles: king, Prince of Wales, queen, but the day-to-day legitimacy of the institution often rests on the people who simply get on with it. That's why the baton matters. Not because of its name, but because of the operating system that comes with it. Duty first, discretion always, show up anyway. There's a personal story running under the headlines, too. Charlotte is not being asked to be a miniature, and she is being invited to be Charlotte, with Anne's wisdom as scaffolding. The best mentors don't mold, they reveal. They hand you the toolkit and step back while you figure out your grip. If you listen closely, you can almost hear Anne's advice. Be early, be interested, be kind, be gone. Leave every room lighter than you found it. That's not a tagline. It's a way of moving through a country as its symbol without ever making it about yourself. Where does that leave us? With a 10-year-old who already understands that a smile is not decoration, it's a bridge. With a mentor who has turned duty into a craft. With a family that knows its future will be measured as much in quiet Tuesdays as in coronation Saturdays. The drama won't be in the tiaras. It will be in the choices. Accept the title and embody its steadiness, or decline and redefine what service looks like from the inside out. Either way, the message is clear. The future isn't waiting to arrive. It's being rehearsed, refined, and quietly woven into the next generation right now. What would you choose in her shoes? The comfort of a proven path, or the risk of a new one? There's no wrong answer, only the responsibility to make it count. And if the past few months of training are any indication, Princess Charlotte is being prepared not just to inherit a title, but to carry a standard, one that says the crown's real power has never been glitter. It's the grace of showing up, again and again, long after the cameras turn away.